Hello, Geeksploited, and welcome to episode 5 of Table of Geequals. I'm your host, PigMonkey.
And I'm your other host, Alex.
And this is our opening, and that is, spoiler alert, no bitching. Today with us on the Table of Geequals, we have Dan Schreiber.
Hey, how's it going?
Longtime geek/nerd, and Fat Apollo, a longtime Fat Apollo.
You gave birth to me, Andrew.
God, I hope not.
I shouldn't be surprised that we've already taken a turn.
Yeah. I really should have brought my gun today.
Yeah. I don't know why you didn't.
There is
I
no
told you
gun
last
with
night
me.
to start
I'm not
bringing
going
your
to
gun.
shoot you, Mike.
It's a safe
You're
zone.
safe. I'm just going to walk over there and slap you right across the face.
I'm just picturing how that labor would have gone. That would have been amazing.
Don't picture it. Don't.
No.
It's too late. I'm going to have to
for sure.
stab myself in the eye now.
So how are you guys doing? What are you guys up to?
Not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot.
Anything geeky in your life that you get?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's always geeky stuff in my life. Right now, I'm embarking on about a 4-month Settlers of Catan binge.
Right
Now, it's in our household right now. Me and my partner Christy and our family are all sort of staying up way too late and ending up in knife fights. It's it's good times. It's good times.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Settlers of Catan.
So
fights.
have you played the new expansion then?
Traders and Barbarians, I think, is the last one that we grabbed.
Well, there's a brand new expansion.
Really?
That's we got it in 3 weeks ago, maybe. It's Explorers and Pirates.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it adds 5 new scenarios. So check it out.
Holy shit!
They're going to run out someday, and it's going to be like Pay Clerks and Garbage Man expansion.
If they added
I'm
more
okay with
mechanics
that.
to the game, it's going to be down to Quantum Catan. It's going to be
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah. No, it's good times.
Excellent.
And you?
I've got my son has embarked on that endless pit that is Magic. He has decided that he wants to
You
play
failed
Magic.
as a father.
You know what? I have never played Magic in my life before, and now
And-
I am learning the rules so I can play it with my
Oh,
son.
Oh, wow.
So
game.
I have.
Hey, man. Welcome to the...
It's enjoyable. I have to say, it's a fun game.
I started playing in 91 before we knew just how dangerous this game actually was.
Magic the Gathering. Tapping that before tapping that was cool.
It's a fun
Yeah.
game, and I also picked up
91 or 92, I can't remember, but I remember
Yeah.
it was brand new, and it was $2 a pack. $2 a pack. That was back when $2 was actually paper money.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Do you guys remember the series of television commercials they had for Magic?
Oh yeah.
The ones with the giant pink poodle?
No.
There was
No.
one about a giant pink poodle. It's like, don't play that card.
It reminds me of a heroin addict chasing the purple dragon.
Chasing,
It's because
chasing the pink
cardboard
poodle.
crack, basically.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
It's-
I can see it, because I've gone to Dollarama sells the $1 repacks.
Yeah.
those
And
are
I've been-
such a waste of money.
Well, you know what? I actually found a semi-rare card in one. Well, obviously slipped through. It was nothing amazing, but I mean, for someone just starting out, they're good garbage cards.
No,
just to
no,
play
they're
with.
not, dude.
Oh, come on.
You go to Quantum.
Yeah,
Go see Alex.
yeah.
There's garbage cards that you can get there for way cheaper than you're being charged at Dollarama.
Well, you know what? This is like Andrew's telling me the best pusher in town. Yeah, just go see Alex. Tell him that you want the Black Lotus.
You know what the worst part is?
What?
I recognize why Magic is a popular game.
Yeah.
And I can see why people enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I once enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We have 40 binders of singles
Yeah.
at the store. And sorting those has sapped
Killed it.
the love that I would have once had for Magic and just crushed it into... You know how when a star collapses in on itself? That kind of crushing force.
You've become a
It's
neutron
crushed to
star.
a point where it's become a singularity.
Yes.
It actually
it
sucks
starts-
in
yeah.
the caring
It
of
start-
other
of other
people.
fandoms.
You have
I
an
know-
apathy
yeah.
singularity
Yeah,
in your
and
chest.
now other collectible games
Yeah.
are starting to fall into that singularity.
Yeah, yeah.
HeroClix, awesome game.
Yeah.
Awesome game. love it.
Yeah.
But slowly, the
going in that
interest is
pit.
just like...
It's
and D&D miniatures. They're
D&D
so
miniatures past the event horizon of
It's horrible.
Like
It's all
lengthening out,
consuming.
yeah,
small.
the caring for it is being spaghettified.
No, but in all honesty, it is a fun game, and that's... I mean, there's two aspects of Magic. There's the competitive community.
Yeah.
And we get some awesome guys who come out and play, like, the competitive stuff.
But you also
during
get
game
the
nights.
neckbeards.
Well, I'm not going to talk about anybody, because, you know what?
But
I get it. Every community is going to have, quote, haters.
Yeah.
You know? And every community is going to have, you know, people who may not get along with other people. I'm going to be really diplomatic for once in my life.
No, that's...
But like what I love about Magic is you have the two camps. You have the competitive community, great people, and then you have the kitchen table gamers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you and your son.
Yeah.
And PigMonkey.
Yeah,
Like,
we're just kicking around.
Yeah, you come in, you know, you can look through binders for hours, and you know, you don't care if it's a, quote, good card.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's just, hey, cool, this will work in this deck.
Yeah, that's the way
cool,
we
this will
think.
work in this
Yeah,
deck. And that I really love about it. And the fact that you're playing it with your son
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
is awesome.
Well, you were there when I picked up, during Free Comic Day, I picked up that game, Karaki Ranny. It's the walled
I don't
city
think that's
game.
a thing.
Cariani? Carianne.
Harakiri.
Oh, Carcassonne?
Yeah, Carcassonne.
Carcassonne, okay.
That doesn't sound anything like what you said.
I've never heard anyone say
Kari
the name.
Hihone?
Harry Curry.
Harry Krishna's the game.
It's like some really
You put on a
old
robe
guy.
and start trying to hand things to
Klaatu
people. It's great.
Barada.
But yeah, we're playing that game too with the little. Now I've got my daughter playing that with the little tiles, so that's good. That's good. But you're talking about people coming into your store and talking about binders and cards. I go through the thrift stores a lot because I'm always looking for junk. And I've got two of the Robo.
you find it.
Yeah, I do. I got two of those fully Robo Sapiens for $5 each.
God.
Work perfect for $5. And anyway, but I was in the.
There's a reason they're $5, and that they work perfectly.
But it was funny because I was in the Sally Ann, and this guy had cornered the poor woman working there, who's probably a volunteer. And the whole time I was in there, 20 minutes, he was grilling her on what their internet connection was. You know, is it ADSL? What speed is it? And she's like trying to be polite. And he's like, it's a T1 because you should drop a T1 in here with the router, and the router will allow you. And I'm like, oh my God, this poor woman. She's getting bombarded about internet connection at the Salvation Army.
Yeah, we nerds are vocal types.
I'll say.
Yeah, no, I like what you were talking about before about the Magic community and geeks and nerds in general. And I actually, having had the opportunity to work for Games Workshop for as long as I did, I noticed something about that specific phenomenon. And because you notice exactly the same thing with Warhammer. You know, you've got your guys who just want to come in and have a fun time, and you've got your guys who are just over the moon competitive. And I realized it has nothing to do with Warhammer. It has nothing to do with Magic. It has nothing to do with fucking Monopoly. It's people. Some people are assholes. Some people are not.
In my experience, only assholes enjoy the game Monopoly.
Oh,
Hey,
come
hey,
on.
that game is fucking amazing.
I love
Case in
Monopoly.
point.
Oh my God, we've crested ourselves.
Yes.
I got a Futurama version of that, and I freaking love it.
I hate
Love
Monopoly.
it.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, I don't like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Hey, wow, you're not an asshole.
Well, I'm an asshole in other ways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Oh no, I mean it's these hobbies, whether it be tabletop gaming, board gaming, collectible card gaming, video gaming, any kind of gaming, any kind of fandom, really, sort of. It seems like they shine a very fine light, a very fine point. Getting my fucking analogies all mixed up here, but don't worry about it. On personality, on human personalities. And, you know, from my experience, it seems like there's the type of people for whom winning sort of comes first over enjoyment, or certainly over the enjoyment of their opponents or the people they're playing with. And then there are the people for whom that is not the case. And it seems like these hobbies really divide those groups of people. And oftentimes pit them against one another. It's very entertaining to watch. But, yeah.
Well, it's funny. what you were saying kind of reminded me of a local game. Have you guys heard of Gentlemen Thieves?
Yeah.
No,
I actually play tested that.
Yeah,
some of the rules I helped to develop.
It's
really
it's a
cool.
great game.
Oh yeah,
it's a
brilliant.
locally developed game.
Yeah.
It's and it's a storytelling game. So you're playing cards to basically make a case for being able to break into somebody's building to steal like a valuable treasure. Like my favorite treasure is the valuable sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Which is made from extinct animals. The bread features a picture of Jesus' face, and the toothpick that holds it together is
from the cross.
It's solid gold, I think. On a copy.
My favorite one was Inner Peace. Your treasure that you could get was Inner Peace. And when I'd always go for Inner Peace when playing that game in the most violent way possible.
Well, yeah, you get that, and it just absolves you of everything. So, like, you have to get through interesting rooms. Like, one is like a room full of bees, and then the flavor text is like, there are hundreds of them.
Yeah.
So you have to use gear to like try to get into the room, and sometimes it's really obscure gear like a gyroscope or leather gloves, just really random stuff. So you have to use leather gloves to get past bees.
Right.
Explain.
Obviously.
So the really cool part, and this is where the title of the game comes from, Gentlemen Thieves, is you have to be a gentleman about it.
Oh yeah.
So when somebody is, describing how they're getting into your room, and it's really good, if you're a dick about it and you just vote them down because
I get it.
then that's going to come back to bite you in the ass later.
Oh, that's cool.
But if everybody is like a gentleman about it and is honest with themselves and everybody else, that
it's a very fun game.
Yeah.
It sounds like a very social game. I love those social
My
games.
favorite
absolutely.
game.
Yeah.
My favorite game I ever played with that is I manically went about gathering the suit that it's like the night suit, the utility belt, and the pouch of strange chemicals, and declared myself the winner of the game. And
That's awesome.
They went, well, you know why I declared myself the winner of the game. Why did I declare myself the winner?
I don't know.
Because I'm Batman. At that point, there's nothing that they could come up with. I'm Batman.
That's hilarious.
And they didn't. I think I should have. The case was made there for me. I'm Batman. You can't beat me.
See, I just played that werewolf game last year
that
for
is
the
one
first
of my
time.
great
favorite
But
games.
werewolf, and I found out here's something that was troubling. 2 years ago, I was with my oldest friends, and I discovered I've known them since I was 5 years old, and I'm 50, right? So I've known these guys 45 years, and it turns out I don't say the word wolf correctly. I say wolf. I've always said wolf my entire life.
Yeah.
And my friends for 45 years have used every opportunity to get me to say the word wolf. And I didn't know it. And they revealed to me, they said, because I said something, and they all started laughing again. And I'm like, what? And they're like, Mike, we got something to tell you. They said, we have been
excellent.
baiting you forever, since elementary school, to say the word wolf, because you can't say it right. You say woof. And I do. I say werewolf. Right? And I'm like, you fucking bastard. Talk about the long game.
Yeah, that's a long con right there.
I know.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
That's some Andy Kaufman level genius.
Bastards.
Just want to go back to, like, can we put Gentlemen Thieves' website up on the
of course.
podcast?
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
if you guys want a demo of the game, just come by the shop when
I'd love
there.
to. I'd love to hear this. Yeah.
It's a
anytime
fun game.
I'm there,
That sounds
I'll
great.
I'll show anybody how to play it.
He
'cause
lives.
it's so much fun.
He lives just like he lives right down the road from me. We've been. It was fun to work on.
We should give him a call, get him on the show.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he's a
That
good
would
guy.
be interesting.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah, I like him. Sam.
Yeah, Sam Fraser.
Yeah. So to the Weekend Geek. EA this week
Oh, Jesus.
gained exclusive rights to
bro.
all Star Wars games.
Man.
All right.
Star
okay.
Wars video games.
You believe that?
Or is that all games? Like, is FASA
games.
about going to
Pretty
lose?
much, they've already bought like all the good
Yeah,
companies,
yeah.
taken out all the good development teams.
They just don't
Yeah.
get Wii Sports. That's the only game that's not EA now.
Oh Jesus!
You can imagine that, though. You're going to be playing like one of the Star
But
Wars games.
well, I mean,
I will never play another Star
the EA has been awarded by Disney all the rights to the Disney video games. Now, I think the actual houses that were developing them are keeping them. Like BioWare is still going to be working on Knights
Yeah.
of the Old Republic, but.
Is there another Knights game coming out? Has that been announced?
Well, I think it's an ongoing thing, right?
There's
It's
money
a-
to be made.
There
Yeah.
hasn't been a Knights game released in a decade or so.
There's money to be made.
Yeah.
They
Well,
will
yeah.
release
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Well, the
And
other
that-
problem
that-
is BioWare. They're lost their shit. I don't know
because
what
they're
happened
owned
to them.
by EA.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that and
Let's
because of their
be honest.
well, that and because of their head developers went, well, fuck this, we're leaving.
Well,
And they got
because
no
they're
quality
owned
left.
by EA.
Probably because they're owned by
EA.
EA.
And therein lies the problem. There's money to be made there, and nerds will continue to lap this shit up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, I don't know why. I've stopped doing it. I don't know why people continue to pre-order games and buy them the release day.
Yeah.
What they should be doing is wait until the actual reviews start coming in.
Yeah.
You know, hear the reports about all the bugs, like that bullshit with the new Sim City.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
Always
mandatory
on.
online.
Yeah.
bullshit,
That's actually
which
yeah,
we will talk about. I know.
That's actually the next
But,
thing
like,
we have to talk about.
But
so.
you know why people won't just stop, realize that this company has shown a pattern of not giving a shit about their customers.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen this. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the screen captures of like people talking to their
Yeah.
like customer support team.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Assholes. You know.
Yeah, totally.
Now, I also understand that they're, you know, very poorly paid, very poorly treated workers in there, and they have very little incentive to help people. But
That's right.
still, it's, you know, you've been shown time and time again that EA doesn't care.
Yeah. I've only ever pre-ordered one game in my entire life, and that was Team Fortress 2.
Well, yeah.
And that's
But
because I was
Steam.
playing the beta.
You know, that's by Valve. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like,
yeah. Totally not EA.
Yeah,
Well, I
but,
mean,
like,
there's a company that knows how to treat
Stop
their people.
giving EA your money
Yeah, exactly.
until you know they deserve your money.
Punish them.
The problem is it's not going to work like that because human nature is to be a
I
fucking
want
magpie.
it.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
want
what it
it.
is. You see fucking shiny marketing and you see really excellent promotion like
Oh, yeah.
fucking Don Draper for Mad Men shit.
Oh, yeah. Like,
And
don't get me wrong,
you're
I'm a
gonna buy it.
consumer whore.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay?
me too.
Just like, oh man, new like I mean, Mass Effect. You know, if they come out with another like a Mass Effect prequel,
Oh man.
like
I gotta play that
will,
game. I
I
haven't
will
played it
just die.
I downloaded it on Steam. I haven't played like my other 3,000 games
Yeah.
that I own on Steam. I've got like 3,000 games on Steam. My backpack's worth $2,000, and there's one game, and it's
See?
Team Fortress with 3,000 hours of play.
I have never used Steam for anything.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm totally addicted to video
Civilization
games.
5.
You're out.
I'm addicted to
That's what I
video
mean.
games, so I don't have Steam. I have one video game that I allow myself on the computer,
brother.
and until I am done with that, and I don't ever see myself being done with MechWarrior Online ever.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's crazy because Steam, what they'll do is you're like, oh, I'm not buying anything. And they're like, here's all the XCOM games for $1.99. You're like, yes, sir. And you never
purchase
open
for
it.
the win.
Oh, yeah. I can't even tell you. My backpack in Team Fortress is worth $1,015, and it's full of hats and weapons. That's my retirement plan. Please don't crash Team. And they're not that I bought them. They're because I got them in game. And they're worth all this money. And it's funny, I can't play the game. It's like, I guess, World of Warcraft is like, if you have some awesome piece of kit, there are people continuously messaging you saying, are you going to trade? Are you going to sell? Are you going to trade? Are you going to sell?
Well, the thing is, if you look at these companies, if you look at Blizzard or if
Yeah.
you look at Steam or anything else, they're essentially operating under the drug dealer mentality of marketing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's something that you need from them that you cannot live without, that they charge you so little for, and then you fucking buy it. You fucking buy it because you can't live without it. And it just keeps going, and it will keep going.
oh, it's only $2. I'm never
That's
gonna
it.
miss $2.
Oh, that's it. And
Yeah.
I've got thousands, like literally the list of games.
Here you go, Mike.
Yeah.
You want to buy some crack? Yeah, I've got some crack here for you. It's only $2,
Oh,
Mike.
by the way, if any of our listeners have a copy of Civ 2, because that is one civilization that
Civilization
you
2,
cannot
baby.
get.
Really? I think I've
On
got a
Steam.
copy.
What
of
about
Civ
GOG?
2.
If you have a copy of Civ 2, I want it.
Yeah,
Watch-
actually, GOG, good old games.
Go to GOG.
Good old games.
That
Yeah,
you
they've
mi-
got
you
Alpha
might-
Centauri. They've got
really?
everything.
Yeah, you might be able to find
Centauri's
it.
Why
a
do
great
I
game.
not know about this?
I don't know.
GoodOldGames.com.
You're married, aren't you?
GoodOldGames.com.
Yeah.
You have a life, so I mean,
Oh, there's your
I
problem.
don't have a life anymore.
That's your problem.
Not anymore. Yeah, that's right. I'm out of the
But
marriage
like I've been
game.
playing a lot of Civ 3 recently,
Love that game.
and I never played them when they were out.
Yeah, it's a
But
great
I've been
game, though.
hearing so much about Civ 2.
Yeah.
Like, there's that guy on Reddit
It
who
is
like
the
played
game.
for like he's been
Yep.
revisiting it.
Civilization
for 10 years.
2, yeah, nothing like having a battleship sunk by a trireme.
And with Gandhi,
Makes
never trust
sense.
Gandhi.
Oh, you
Oh,
still can't trust.
Gandhi's
Violent
ass.
motherfucker. Dear Lord, he will Hindu slap the fuck out
Well,
of you.
I love it when he starts like bitch talking.
Yeah, he
Oh,
does.
yeah?
Like he's like, oh, I've noticed how
Yeah.
puny your nation is.
That's right.
He's basically like he's basically
Look at your
whipping
tiny
it out.
little army.
I'm not gonna get into the voices. He's basically whipping it out and
Oh,
saying,
yes.
"Come on,
Yes.
buddy, who's is bigger? Let's go, let's go."
Yeah.
And you're just,
And
I
he's
don't
in that
want to
little-
fight.
I don't want to fight
wanna
you. You're
fight.
Gandhi.
Yeah, and Stalin's like a pushover.
Oh,
But
yeah.
other people are just, but he's the ass.
Yeah.
Never trust Gandhi. My son knows that. That was one of the first things I taught
Never
him, was
trust those men.
Gandhi.
Anybody who's talking about peace.
Never talk about peace with those guys.
remember-
See, the thing about EA, the one thing that frightens me about EA, because I loved the old Star Wars games like TIE Fighter and X-Wing
Oh, yeah,
Squad.
man.
Those
And Rogue
games
Squadron.
were astounding.
Yeah.
great.
Astounding. And the first
A-Wing.
Dark Forces. You know, and I just have this image though of EA, like, you know, doing the next game, and you're Vader, and you like turn the corner and you go to force choke someone, and the little microtransaction will come up.
DLC.
Would you like force powers? My
yeah.
son showed me this video of this shitty little game
Yeah.
on the iPad. Did you
The
see it?
Pokemon clone.
The Pokemon clone that you're playing it, and the first time you die, it goes, "Do you wish to purchase a blue potion?" And it's $99. And if you hit
Holy
yes,
shit.
because you bought the game for like a penny or something.
No, the
So-
game is free.
well, it's pre-authorized somehow, so that when you hit the button,
Well,
it goes
that's
through.
that's just
so great.
If your
people-
settings are such.
Yeah, if your settings are such.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when you go into the marketplace
Yeah.
on Android or iOS, like the top, like the 10 of the top 20 grossing games or apps are free.
Oh yeah.
Smurf Village
You know,
and shit like that.
Because and the problem is there was a big report on this.
Yeah.
In the UK, I guess they're changing some laws because, like a bunch of kids, you know, on
Yeah.
their parent's smartphone, unsupervised.
Bip, bip, bip.
Beep beep beep.
Here's
Yeah, I just spent
$40,000.
$4,200
On Smurf apples.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
somebody bought it. Like one kid bought a bunch of donuts or something.
Oh,
like
but
that.
that Simpsons Tap It game or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, Tapped Out. I didn't play it.
my
I just
God.
heard of it.
That sounds
Anyway,
like a
so
great
yeah, fuck
crossover
EA.
between like
Yeah, fuck
UFC and The Simpsons.
I think we can all agree on that. UFC The Simpsons. Oh,
Sort of sit there choking out Maggie.
I got you the groin lock. Ah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, we just mentioned the SimCity debacle.
Oh, what a clusterfuck that was.
So the new Xbox isn't going to be always online now.
Yeah.
It seems that Microsoft has completely backpedaled and went, "Oh yeah, our fan base would completely abandon us if we did
No,
this."
they wouldn't.
You don't think so?
No, just like they haven't abandoned EA yet. Like people talk the talk. Like
Yeah.
every time a bad EA game comes out, the gaming subreddit is like all like rah 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 EA rah rah rah. But then everybody keeps buying EA games.
There's
So
a difference
people
there,
would-
though. There's a difference because if you take like what PigMonkey was saying about the notion of the Microsoft Xbox fan base abandoning them versus somebody like not abandoning EA. With an EA game, if you say you're looking at fucking Mass Effect 3, that glorious piece of horse shit.
I still haven't finished it.
Yeah, I still haven't played it. I ain't getting suckered into that shit. But there's no alternative. There is no other off-brand version of Mass Effect out there. For the Xbox, there's a PS4 coming your way that's going to be just as good or better than the next
Yeah, but
incarnation
the
of Xbox.
but-
PS4 is
they're-
going to be always online too.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
haven't seen
the last I heard was the PS4 was.
I doubt
I heard that before I heard about the
I-
Xbox.
I doubt that anybody would be stupid enough to do it. But like, there are exclusive are exclusive titles for each system.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that people would back away from a system if they really loved the exclusive titles for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole premise of the console war, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know,
Get your
okay,
exclusive
you're not as
title.
good, I'll go over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But you
I
can't
mean-
play Luigi's Mansion on PS2.
No, and I lament that greatly.
That friggin' Wii U. I love that Wii U. That friggin' Wii U is kicking. I know. I'm in the minority. Every snark.
I have no.
I haven't even
issue.
tried it.
You know, the
Honestly,
Wii U is it's a
I'm
great party
probably
game.
not gonna buy the next generation of console
No, I
because
won't.
I'm at the point now, like with my PS3, I play one game, Saints Row the Third, because I can beat somebody to death with a giant purple dildo.
Yeah, that's a great game.
When a game allows you to do that,
Yeah.
and Burt Reynolds is the mayor and he tells you to go kill zombies,
Yeah.
like that's amazing. It's just like that's just an amazing game. That's the only game I play
Yeah.
on my PS3. Other than that, it's a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
My 360, I haven't played. I want to play Resident Evil 6. I want to finish Mass Effect 3. I want to play like 4 other games.
Do you want to finish Mass Effect 3?
I do, just because I'm a completist.
Completionist, yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I want to have that nice little ugly package.
Yeah.
But I haven't played games in like 2 months.
Yeah, the point for me was I was playing Skyrim on my PS3. I was like, yeah, PS3, a big shiny TV. Yeah, go Skyrim, go. And then I walked into the other room, and Christy was playing it on her PC, which is not a top-of-the-line PC. It is, I'd say, probably halfway to more than halfway through its life cycle at this point. And it was so much fucking prettier. I was like,
And
what the hell am I wasting my time
You can
for?
download nudie mods.
That's right. PC
Nice.
Master Race.
See, there you go.
PC Master Race.
I only play on PC. Like I don't
Yeah.
even.
Well, I understand the point, like the idea of switching to PC, but I'm just saying I'm probably not going to be gaming for much longer.
Fair enough.
Just life in general, just I don't know.
Too busy.
Wait for the
Yeah,
divorce.
I hear that.
Wait
Why
for
are
the
you
divorce.
saying that?
Wait for the divorce.
Because I'm an optimist. Nah, I'm teasing you. I'm glad you have a happy marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Let's not go. No, I'm
Didn't say who's happy.
shit. She
Thank
listens.
God she
you're-
doesn't watch
no,
or
she
listen.
listens
No,
to
wait,
this.
we're just kidding. I'm the sad one, not him.
Alex is getting stabbed.
Yeah, I get stabbed.
Well, I do live in Highfield, so
Oh, wow.
I was sitting in the
Like
wardrobe
4
of
times.
the ship one day, and the lights were all off, and I was drinking, and the guys brought these 2 girls home or to the wardrobe, and they turned the light on, and I'm just sitting in the corner drinking, and Buddy goes, I give you the loneliest man in NATO. And I just lifted my glass, and they said, let's just leave him, and they walked up and turned the lights up, and they're like, who is he? Like this.
Oh, my God.
you're a legend.
The loneliest man in NATO.
But yes, very smart move on Microsoft's part.
Yes, very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, well, I think like everybody who actually played their console in their organization went, "You guys are serious?" I thought that was like an April Fool's Day joke or something.
Do you think they took a lesson from EA? Like the whole shit show about SimCity made them go, ooh. Like that the people that were saying that to them were then able to say, look at this. And they all went, oh yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if they actually took a lesson from it.
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay.
It's a corporation. They don't take lessons.
Yeah, that's true.
Defiance. Have you guys been
yeah.
watching Defiance?
No.
Yes, I have.
Defiance got renewed for a new season.
Mm-hmm.
And the Defiance game online got a whole bunch of new content renewed for it. So they're I haven't been playing the game. I don't know it very well, but it's been running. The game has been running in parallel to the story on television, and I'm not entirely sure, but it would make sense that as the story changes on television, that you change the world in that universe, so that you get to have a character that's living in the story that's happening. It could be like the real new hook for making successful games. I I have not played the video game. Again, I won't do it because MechWarrior has eaten my life, and it'll stay that way. But I don't... I'm curious to think that maybe this is the way video games and popular media are going to go, because it almost seems like it should have been happening before now. But now you've got the environment changing as you watch the story. And what do you guys think about, as it's venue for new media?
It's a cool concept. But I mean, I haven't played it. I haven't seen the show, so
the show's quite interesting.
Well,
enjoy it. It's like
I'm
an
sure
old
it
West
is,
show.
but
It's like a West
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is I have very little invested in this.
Yeah.
I just how does the game work? If you don't do something, are you on a timeline?
I will tell you.
Is there a time limit?
I will pull out the massive geek card, because 3 years ago I worked on the RFP with Tryon, the company that actually made Defiance game.
Okay.
And what it was they were looking for a support center to do customer support. So in my last job, we actually pitched them, and I was on the phone with these cats.
Oh, okay.
Talking about how to do customer support. And it was an unnamed MMO in cooperation with Sci-Fi Network, was what we were pitching. So what it was is they suddenly pulled me out of the hat, because they said, do we have any senior manager who knows anything about video games?
No, they didn't. They said, do we have a giant fucking geek?
Well, that was it. And literally, the vice president of sales went, fucking McCluskey, I've gone out to dinner with him. He's a fucking video game nerd. So they get me on the phone with these guys from Dallas, Texas. And what the problem was is we were pitching to them. And the guys, all of our salespeople were going down there in the button-down suits. And these guys were with the biker tattoos. They were game designers.
Yeah.
And they didn't trust our guys because they couldn't talk the talk. So I got on the phone with them, and they're like, well, here's our subject matter expert. So I got on the phone with these guys, and what the problem was is they said, how are you going to deal with what's going to happen in the game is you will be on your merry way doing whatever you want, and then there are going to be events that everyone on the server has to take part in. And that's what it is. So in the game Defiance, what it is, and in the show Defiance, there's the ships that come out of the sky, the scrap ships. So what was going to happen was these scrap ships would appear in the server, and I'm piecing parts together now because I've seen the show and I get what they were talking about, was these things were going to crash to the ground, and then everybody on the surface would have to fight to get the loot.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, how will you deal with it? And I said, you're walking a real thin line here, because what if Buddy is looking for his magic red hat, and he's on his way to get his magic red hat, and suddenly you go, oh, you can't be on that quest anymore, you've got to go over here and do this. And so we had a really long talk about how to deal with player interrupts in MMOs.
Well, there's that, but I'm also wondering about people like me, who I may not have time to sit down every week, before or after an episode or whatever. Yeah. Am I on a specific timeline? If I don't do this in time.
No, you're not. What happens is...
So if I started now, I would still have the same
what happens
player
is,
opportunities.
when you start the game, everybody starts with the same opening missions with the same main characters. You meet the two of them. You meet the sheriff and his daughter. You meet them, do a couple missions with them, and then they disappear. And then you're on your own going to San Francisco. So you're not in New St. Louis. You're in San Francisco. So I think it is a good idea. I think it's an interesting idea. But you hit the point right on the head, Alex, that it almost seems like it's an all or nothing. You've got to get really invested into this game and the show, or why bother with the game?
Well, it's most MMOs, really.
Yeah. But then, there's that extra investment. And the way they're sweetening the pot now is they're saying that if you are a good player and if you do major events, you get on the show. So your Fat Apollo shows up, not me, but a character looking better than me.
Oh, that's
with
risky.
Better teeth.
Oh my
shows
God,
up
that's so risky.
But that's how it. But I had this image when they said that.
Well, it turns out the top player on our server today is Captain Anal Rape.
That's what I thought. I was thinking,
being played by Katie Sackhoff is.
This is it seems like
that's what I call it.
It seems like Buster Ass
Yeah,
1, 2, 3 has
and here comes it's Lieutenant Hitler did nothing wrong. Hello, No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking of when they said this, and I came up with that 3 years ago, and I didn't mention it on the conference call. I'm going, Oh man, you guys! I would play forever.
What do we do now, Doctor Anti-Semite?
Exactly. Just to have major dog sniffing other dogs' butt show up on the show. It would be the best.
It's a French name.
Could you imagine?
You're pronouncing it wrong.
Imagine if he got a hold of that. The way he would
Jesus.
manipulate
Oh,
that
my
game.
God.
Anyway, yeah. But that's my bad. Like, I actually had something to do with that game. We didn't win the contract.
That's pretty cool.
So.
Well, I think you're right. It's a gambit. It's either going to be absolutely fantastic and everybody's going to want to be in it, or it's going to wear thin really fast.
Well, the thing is, fundamentally, this is not a new idea. I mean, you're linking a product, an entertainment product, directly to a television show. It's fucking Captain Power from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Which is coming back, by
Yeah,
the
I
way.
You got your gun and you're shooting the guys on
had the gun.
TV, and you get a fucking score and shit,
Yeah.
and it's exactly the same thing, but with a couple more lines of code. The problem is, I don't remember that being all that successful. Like it had a good run for about a year, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
So hopefully, this isn't the type of thing that people lose interest in after one or
Well,
two seasons.
Captain Power was the way Captain Power was made was they had the toy, and the toy isn't selling. What are we going to do with the toy? And then somebody came along with the Captain Power program, and you can have the toy linked up, and you can sit right in front of the TV, like inches away, and just blast
Duck
away
Hunt.
and get your.
Oh yeah, Duck Hunt.
Yeah, you have the dog in Captain Power. Laugh whenever you miss the
Fucking
doctor, whatever his name
dog.
was.
But I loved Captain Power. That had one of the best cliffhanger endings of all time. Because there was only one season.
What, I don't know what
It was Sauron, the evil robot,
Yeah, I remember
the
him.
flying robot,
Yeah.
was sneaking up behind Pilot in the ship, and that's where it ended. That they didn't renew it. That was it. We don't know what happened to Pilot.
Yeah, we do. Sauron just mysteriously died when some little dude dropped a ring in a volcano.
Sauron. Very funny.
Uh-huh.
Sauron was like
Uh-huh.
Starscream.
Yeah.
It was the same
Oh my
bitchy,
God.
whiny voice and the same bitchy can't fly. It's exactly the same.
Fucking Starscream.
Starscream.
Dan, how old are you?
I'm 34.
Fuck, no wonder I don't remember this show.
Hey, fuck you!
See, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm significantly older than you guys, so when I talk about having toys, at
Oh
the
my
same
God.
time,
He's
you
talking
guys
about
were
like
kids,
lead
and I had
figure,
the toy-
like
no, I'm
small
saying
lead
that when you
figurines.
and I melted them down to kill the redcoats.
Yeah.
Me and Mel Gibson. That's how old I am. No,
So
but
is he as big an anti-Semite in person, or
Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
He's a wonderful man.
Okay.
Wonderful man, as evidenced by his last movie, The Bunny. So, did you?
The
No, the
Beaver?
beaver.
The
The beaver. The beaver.
Please
Best
tell me Mel
title
Gibson was
ever.
not in a movie called The Beaver.
He is.
was.
Yeah.
He was psychotic, and the only way he would talk. You're going to get ready for this, Dan.
That's
the only way
brilliant.
he could talk was through a stuffed beaver, like this.
not that kind of
A
beaver?
puppet. A puppet.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Jodie
It's
Foster
not
was
like he's got a
Oh my
chick
God,
on-
Jodie Foster played the Beaver.
No, she was the. She does. Yeah. She does play the beaver.
Okay, Derek, find this /fiction.
Yeah, but seriously, she was a director. Can you believe that? Poor old Mel Gibson.
Jodie Foster, and that's what happened to her career.
Yes, after she did her coming out, not coming out speech
Oh my God.
at the Oscars,
Yeah.
where she kind of came out and didn't come out.
I'm
Worst
Jodie
kept
Foster,
secret.
and I might be a lesbian.
I endorse this. I endorse this speech.
Just going through these things on our Week in Geek, a neat video that we found of Leonard Nimoy and Zachary Quinto doing this sort of Spock versus Spock, but it was this. It really is the way commercials are going to have to go.
Yeah.
I think in order to get people to watch commercials. It was kind of heavy-handed for Audi. Mm-hmm. Like, you could tell it was an Audi commercial, but at no point did they go, Audi, and here's all the reasons to buy your next car, which is an Audi. No, that just can't fit golf clubs in the trunk. That's
right.
basically their... So, basically, I guess they figured out that all people who drive Audis play golf.
Well, that's good to know.
Well, it was funny. I thought it was interesting how they really showed the Mercedes. Like the Mercedes symbol was like, it was basically like, here's an Audi, and they show the symbol. I'm like, oh, it's an Audi commercial. And then they show old Spock driving the Mercedes. I'm like, what am I watching? And then they're like, fuck you, Mercedes. Like, it was like the worst car on earth. But I think the top part, since the spoilers, I can say it. I think the best part of that entire video is
I don't think spoilers apply to a commercial.
No.
Yeah, well, but it's an event.
Yeah.
When old Spock is driving and he's singing the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Holy shit! And the ending, which I will not give away, was brilliant. Was really good. But you're right, Andrew. It's entertainment, as commercial as entertainment, where I enjoyed watching that.
Well,
I made a point of watching it.
And that's what commercials were supposed to be originally. It was commercials were a contract. We get to watch a show, and we'll watch these interruptions to our show because you're paying for it. And somewhere along the line, somebody made up their mind that the show didn't have to be good. So,
well, no, it just became hey, wait, we can make a lot of money here.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot more money.
Well, the programming director for Space Channel has just started a Twitter account, and so she's doing like the Craig Isner from Sci-Fi. Like, he answers questions. He has a Twitter account, and he'll answer people's questions. It's really interesting because people will ask him questions about, "Are you getting this show?" No, we won't. And he's just straightforward. So this poor woman has just started her account, and she had her first Q&A today. And there's only about 150 people following her, and I'm following her. And the crap she was taking. And one person would
that's just dealing with geeks.
Well, this was the funny part was the person wrote, and to your commercial comment, said, I don't understand why Doctor Who has to have commercials. Why don't you run all the episodes with no commercials? And she could see her going, and she goes, we're a commercial network. That's how we make our money.
Yeah.
And the person's like, well, just don't run them during your most popular show.
Yeah.
And of course, she doesn't have the option to say, you're a fucking idiot.
No, she banned someone. She
Oh,
did.
really?
She did it. I give her credit where this guy started bitching.
I'm sorry, you're a moron.
Well,
I don't have to listen to you.
This guy was bitching, and he said, I don't understand why you won't let me do my comments on Facebook. And she goes, and she calls it, like, the guy's name was like, Angry Angel 74. And she goes like, Jeff, you've been banned. And she calls him by name and says, Jeff, you're not saying nice things on our Facebook. You're banned. And she called him out by name, which I thought was hilarious.
Good for her.
Angel.
Good for her.
Good call.
Did you see that Jen said that when they talked to Nathan Fillion, he remembered calling into the show?
Yes.
I thought that
that's
was hilarious.
awesome. That's
that he
awesome.
remembered that.
Well, he said that was a debate show, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of like, that's remembering calling in like you remembered your taxes from 4 years ago, right? I made $4,000 that year, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's.
I filed on time, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
I thought
happy
it was nice.
that Nathan Fillion had enough fucks left to give that he gave one to GVN.
I thought that was
that's
cute.
pretty cool.
I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of him stabbing Link?
Yes.
And swoon and like wooing
Oh fuck yes, I
Zelda?
did.
Oh, that was brilliant.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. I gotta admit, I think he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he's
I like
tall
him.
drink of water.
Yeah, tall drink of water. I'm ruggedly handsome. Yeah, well, they're running Castle now on Space Channel, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's this detective show, and it's actually kind of fun.
I kind of feel
like
like
it.
running Castle on Space, as much as I love Castle, I love Nathan Fillion, and I love Space, running Castle on Space is like running CSI on A&E, on the History Channel.
Yeah.
I get that it vaguely has something to do with what your network might be about, but it's popular and it makes you money, and I get it, so go for it.
Let's be clear though. History Channel running CSI would be an improvement over their current.
No,
History
no,
Channel,
would be. That
garbage.
shit happens.
That show's
That's
garbage.
legit.
They
Garbage
put
now.
What? History?
CSI on
History.
History
Yeah.
Channel?
Oh, I
wow.
hate that shit. I go over to my kid's house, and I mean, I love my children desperately, and I still like my ex-wife. She's a very good person. But I come over, and the fucking garbage she watches, and my kids don't watch it. I come in and Long Island Median is on, and I just stand there and just
What
go
is
at
that?
her. It's about that woman from Long Island.
I think you mean
You're-
Long Island Medium.
Who?
Long Island Median is about that concrete divider. on the,
It's about the guys that clean that
You know
area.
what?
in between
There
the two
is going to
streets.
be a show about
It's
that.
very exciting.
Long Island
Well, you know what the
Median.
interesting thing though is, those concrete barriers that they are portable. Those are called Jersey walls. So it's kind of like Long Island. Those are Jersey girls.
right.
But they go and
So
she's like,
Long Island medium.
yeah, she goes into the people. Like,
I have never seen this show.
Oh, it's an asshole psychic where she walks in and goes, "Oh, someone here has someone here lost someone recently?" So of course, what'll happen is the person won't admit it, but everyone else will go like this and look at the person who's just lost someone, and she'll go, "It's you."
Yeah.
And she'll go, "I see a man stand." It's just hokum garbage shit.
Those people
I hate them.
are the worst kinds of people. I'm sure
They're the worst.
They are. No,
Worse
I
than
hate them.
Hitler.
Well-
Worse than everybody who's like murdering children in the Serengeti.
You know what?
God
You
damn
know
it!
what?
Hyperbole has a place in this community.
And it is here.
I literally.
No. I'm sure you all heard about it after those 3 women were found in that guy's house, and
Yeah.
that Amanda Berry's mother was told by one of those TV psychics.
Sylvia, what's her name? The really famous one.
Oh,
That she was dead.
That she was dead.
Her angels have taken, and then her
then her mother has since passed away. So her mother died thinking
Thinking that her kid was
that
dead.
her
Well,
kid
you know
was
what?
dead.
Then she
That's
deserved it for taking the advice of a fucking psychic.
No, see, anybody can
No.
get taken in
Vulnerable.
by somebody with a silver tongue.
Yeah,
that's
these people they're snake oil
Sure.
salesmen.
But
They
if
are
you sit there
horrible.
and you look at them and you go, yeah, you are telling me what I want to. I know a Barnum statement when I hear
Andrew.
one.
Yeah, but you see, that's it. You know what the funny part is that's part of the thing. If you think everybody thinks like you think a certain way, and we all think a certain way. Sitting here.
I can't
Right?
I can't put myself in her shoes.
Oh,
No, I can't.
Fuck
Either.
no.
And I would never. You're right, Andrew. Like if somebody came out, I'd just go, "Fuck you,
Yeah.
get away from me." But you know what? I'm not a 65-year-old mother who's lost her kid,
Yeah.
so I don't know where your head is.
who after
I
years of
wouldn't
being
do that.
terrified is
I wouldn't
fucking-
do that. I'd
You- but
play
you don't-
along. I'd
you don't
totally
know that.
play along.
You don't know. Have you lost your daughter?
No.
No.
I thought you were about to do a psychic thing, Andrew. I see a man behind you, and you see. But I used to
No,
like.
no, but
I
I
just-
really, I would not seek the counsel of somebody who speaks to dead. That's not within my personality. I would rather deal with the misery that I had.
and that's
Yeah.
you know
it's-
what, and that's valid. That's incredibly
But I'm
valid.
not going to say that the woman deserves to that she deserved to feel sad because some woman like this horrible Sylvia bitch.
I mean, you're talking about somebody who's telling you that they speak to dead people.
That's
and
right.
They're, and
Some people
well, the
some
pro-
people have
and
beliefs
they
in
may
those
be,
things.
yeah, I mean, there may be a chemical imbalance in their brain that makes them think that they're talking to dead people.
That's
or
possible.
they may be...
It's possible, but the other thing you have to consider too is that it depends on the subject, right? Because one person, say this woman who Amanda Berry's mom, she, for whatever reason, whether it be something that she held on to her whole life or whether it was just something she was clinging to out of desperation for closure, put her belief in psychic phenomena and trusted this person. There are other people out there who would put their belief in a psychiatrist who may be just shit at his job.
True.
And tell them some shit that they shouldn't be hearing. Or say, I'm going to listen to this guy who tells me that a big all-knowing force with a white beard and a robe on a cloud somewhere says that my daughter is fine. Priests don't necessarily have any sort of documentable proof of God or anything else. It all depends on where we put our belief and what
I don't know. I think they would hold up the Bible as documentable proof.
Maybe they would and maybe they wouldn't, but it's up to the individual to choose what they believe or what they want to believe or whatever in that situation.
And at a certain point, you start reaching out for things in desperation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I feel for the woman, and I certainly feel for the 3 women who were kept by or allegedly.
Yeah, he's denying it. He's pled not guilty, and
But
his
that
defense
he-
attorney
and-
has
but that
said
he loves
the
his
truth,
daughter.
The truth will come out.
That he conceived with one of these women.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, now the trolls are online saying, "Wait a second, why was that baby allowed to live? Obviously, she was in cahoots with him."
Oh,
well,
for fuck's
and then
I shouldn't read
I have a
comments.
really hard time. Like, didn't his 2 brothers live there too?
They said that the son, he has a son. The son said, well, Dad had all these locked doors, and I was told not to go in,
Really?
so I didn't
This
open
is-
any of the locked doors. Shit, I
Yeah,
used to
bullshit.
I used to have Jimmy open Christmas presents to see what was in them and reseal them. If there's a friggin' don't go into my locked door of mystery. Okay,
It's-
Dad.
it's-
Well,
It's
I
just
mean,
plausible
if
deniability.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
but if Dad,
Yeah.
beat the crap
That's
out
true.
of the dog every night
Yeah.
just because he was in a bad mood,
Yeah.
and he says, "Don't go near that door, or
Yeah.
the dog's gonna get a break,"
Yeah. That's true.
then yeah, I never had a dad who went apeshit every
Yeah.
night.
That's
so-
true. That's true. That goes to the other point of the experiences that happen. Eh? But I mean, the whole psychic thing is if you to be a psychic, you just have to be shameless. You have to be able to lie in people's faces without breaking, and you just have to cold read.
Well,
And if you can cold
okay,
read,
but
yeah.
I mean, I'm
So you
got to
be a GVN performer, basically.
Yeah, I think we'd all be good.
The problem with saying a psychic is just a giant lying piece of
Mm-hmm.
shit would make the assumption that they actually know that they're doing it.
That's a point, Andrew, and that's a good point. You see, I would say that's the difference between the random crazy person, and I say that respectfully,
and the
who-
evil son of a bitch.
and the guy who's got $10 million in the bank and runs his shows. The person
Who's that? Pat Robinson.
Oh, that guy with the numbers. That guy.
Oh, my
and
God.
he gave a piece of advice today that he said, a woman wrote in and said, my husband has cheated on me. I believe in the institution of marriage. I really don't want to get divorced. What should I do?
Cut off his penis.
And he said, no, what he said was, he goes, he's a man, suck it up. That men will do that. Just live with it. That's what men do.
Oh, misogyny for the win.
Oh, my God. Well,
Jesus
he's crazy.
Christ.
You're psychic misogynist.
Well, he's...
I won't even say it. You just know that I'm thinking it.
Well, my favorite button I ever owned, and I don't have it anymore, I had a button that said, I know you've been to the ESP fair. That was my favorite button I ever owned. And people would read it and go, oh, yeah.
God, how does he know?
I should make those. I love that
fucking
button.
brilliant.
But no, all these people. But
Yeah.
fucking assholes.
The only guy I like was Kreskin. Because Kreskin never claimed to be a psychic. What did he call himself?
A mentalist.
A mentalist. Like, he never claimed to be psychic. He claimed to be good at seeing things. So, there was a game, too, a board game. I wish I still had it. It was so cool.
The Amazing Kreskin
board game, yeah. And it had, like, the magic pendulum that would say yes, no, and stuff. Like, you had to predict what the pendulum would say. So, I mean, it was, like, the best game ever.
Wow, you could make a couple of modifications and turn that into Saw the board game really easily.
Yeah, we want to play a game.
I'll be seeing Star Trek tomorrow night.
Oh, it's going to be good.
God.
I'm looking forward to that. Don't say you're going to like it.
No, I'm gonna love it. I just gotta wait.
Yeah, me too. I got to wait, too. I got too much
I still
going on.
haven't seen Iron Man 3.
Oh,
Neither have I.
so good.
I haven't seen either.
So
And that's why,
fucking good.
and I put on Facebook, that's
we
why
spoil it?
No.
I don't care.
No. Well, let me plug my ears if you're going to spoil it.
I really
Mandarin is
spoil
played
it.
by Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, shut up. No,
Hey, Tony!
I posted.
I got your suits right here.
Well, actually, I posted on Facebook that's why I should have total and single access to my children. I should be a sole custody because my ex took them to the movie and walked out before the credits were over.
What?
Why do you... No, you don't do that
Exactly.
in a
No,
real
if you
film.
weren't already divorced, that would be.
I
grounds
just
for
said to her,
divorce.
I said, she's like, well, Grace, don't make a funny noise about her. Well, Grace had to start a shitstorm. Grace had to pee and stuff. I said, I would have just had her go right there.
Yeah.
There's no way you walk out of a Marvel movie
No, because
before the end.
Although apparently, and I haven't confirmed
Yeah.
this with a third party or anything, but apparently the credits were actually longer this time. Like
Yeah.
longer than they have ever
Like
been.
intentionally
Like
to make
intentionally,
people
because
stay?
there were fake names
Oh, yeah?
in the credits.
That can't be right.
Well, I think
I
it was,
would do that.
That'd be
If
so
I
great.
had-
Just to
if I
fuck with
ran
people.
credits in a movie,
Yeah.
like they would be the most fucking entertaining things to read because I would throw in random stuff.
Well,
like,
the best one for that that I ever saw was the first time I ever saw it was in the movie Airplane. Way back in the old days,
Yeah.
right? And you see, we watched Airplane nonstop because we didn't own a VHS because VHS is worth $1,600 when we were buying. And what we bought was an RCA Select Division, which was vinyl movies. They were on vinyl discs.
God, I
And
can't
you'd
believe
put
that
I'm dead
technology
serious. Look it up.
existed.
And you would put it in. It was a vinyl disc, and you go clunk clunk, and it would come out of its case, and you'd play it, and it would get halfway through the movie,
and
and you'd have to flip it.
Yeah. No,
Reggie
no.
Vision. It was
That
Reggie
wasn't
Jackson.
vinyl. That was old style.
Not Laserdisc.
Laserdisc.
No. This was vinyl, Andrew.
Oh, really?
Because it came with a needle, and you would have to replace the needle after 100 hours.
That can't be right.
I will bet you anything. I will. So anyway,
So
we owned a couple of
Selectivision?
movies. Yeah, Selectivision. And so anyway, we owned a couple movies, and one was Airplane. And when you're watching the credits, it says Best Boy, Joseph Johnson. Worst boy,
boy.
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
that's
Holy
when I
shit.
That's when you first saw the crazy credits.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
Oh my God.
What I would do is, because everybody's expecting these little stingers at the
Yeah.
end of movies, I would have the credits end,
Yeah.
and then and the music fade out for 3 seconds,
Yeah.
and then more credits would start. back in.
Get to sit back
Oh
down.
my god, that'd be amazing.
No.
Like 8
do that,
times.
yeah, but you do a cut. You do a hard cut. So it goes, the music fades out, it goes to black, it comes back on. It's like one of the actors going, "Gotcha," and then it starts to roll again.
No, I just like the idea of just constantly
Yeah, just
over and over again.
The same credits.
It's like it's a Return of the King fake out. One ending.
That's funny. Yeah, no, they walked out before the end of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that Star Trek film.
Oh my god, yeah.
I really like that.
I tell
Now-
you, Benedict Cumberbatch, man, this dude is getting all of the fucking roles. Okay, Sherlock. He was discovered on Sherlock. That in and of itself is a fucking role and a half for any actor.
Yeah,
He
it's a
must-
good show too.
It's an
Holy
incredible
shit.
show. And
sorry.
he's playing whoever this is in Star Trek, whether it's a
Yeah,
young
you can't
Khan
say who he
or
is.
something.
I don't.
I'm not
If
really
you know,
sure.
okay, I don't want to know.
I don't
who he
know.
is.
I'm just going by what I've
I
seen
don't know
on the
either.
trailers.
Sherlock. Have you seen the?
No, he means
No,
who he is
I-
in
in
the
the-
movie Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh my
a
god,
bad
that would
guy.
be amazing if he was Sherlock Holmes.
Comes out of the holodeck.
Brought through time.
Yeah,
Oh my god, there was that TNG episode.
Yes,
with
that's
Moriarty.
right.
Moriarty.
Moriarty was in
Right?
three times.
Yeah.
Moriarty was
So-
in 3 times.
So, okay, oh my god, somebody needs to write this film.
See?
This is fan
This has
fiction,
been
just
done.
waiting
That's
to
like
happen.
This is
Throughout
Sherlock
time?
Sherlock comes through then, and Moriarty really wanted to get out
Yeah.
to get Sherlock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, there was that movie with Christopher Reeves called Through Time. I think what was it called? Anyway, H.G. Wells is chasing Jack the Ripper through time.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
So, this video disc thing you were talking about.
yeah, it's real.
See, the problem is you can't call it Selectivision.
What?
Because Selectivision was a trademark name used on 4 classes of device by RCA.
Yeah, it's a selective vision.
The
viewer.
holotape, a prototype video medium.
Yeah,
The magnetic tape,
yeah.
VHS video cassette recorders, and the capacitance electronic disc video disc players.
That's what I had. Yeah,
So capacitance
I still have the box.
CED.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Reggie Jackson, he goes, "It's Reggie Vision," and they used to yell about it on TV all the time.
Yeah,
That's why we
analog
bought it.
video
Reggie
playback.
Jackson was the
Spokesman for
spokesperson.
Selectivision.
And it had a needle
Yeah, thank
and
you.
a high density groove system similar
I own
to
Star
phonograph
Wars. I own
records.
Star Wars on and I can't believe that my parents threw it out because it is incredibly valuable. The Selectivision it was the first stereo disc ever.
Well, I didn't believe it either, but this is...
That's pretty
I
incredible.
don't lie to you guys.
Do you still have the system?
No, it's gone. I wish they hadn't. And what was funny was by Burnside many years ago, they were selling the machine plus 15 for $99. 15 discs
You know,
for $99.
I kind of want to see how this works. Like, I want to see a film on this.
It looked fine. It was VHS quality.
But, like, they have a picture of
I
Close
know.
Encounters of the Third
And what you
Kind.
do is you could push the pegs in the side and look at the disc.
It's amazing.
We watched Officer when I got first recruited into the military and became an officer. We watched Officer and Gentleman probably 50 times. Because back when I joined the military, the white uniform was not standard issue. You had to go buy the white uniform, and so we used to buy the white uniform, and that was your big thing.
I don't think anybody should ever watch that movie 50 times for any reason.
We did because we were like hotsy-totsy naval officers.
Anyway, we are going to close up the show.
Before we close, I just have to say, I want... You know how, like, vinyl is coming back?
Yeah.
I want this to come back, these CED. I'm reading about this on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
there'll be
These
there'll be
sound awesome.
there'll
And
be
you
people.
you see this? I know stuff.
There'll be
You know
guys
one
having
thing.
conversations like, "Yeah, man, movies just aren't the same on
Clunk,
fucking
clunk.
Blu-ray without like the snow
And you can scratch
and the
it.
static and shit.
Well,
it's just better."
It's saying that it could survive 500 playbacks
Yeah.
under ideal conditions. Like,
Yeah.
it's big and clunky.
I'm sorry we don't have it anymore.
But
Seriously.
eventually, like,
I'm sure you can find it on.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to try to find a player because that looks awesome. I'm enamored by this. This is amazing.
All right. Well, that's the show for this week on Table of Geequals. I want to thank Dan Schreiber and Fat Apollo Mike McCluskey.
This was
my
fun.
pleasure.
This was fun.
Thanks for coming,
Yeah,
guys.
well,
Yeah, I really
thanks
enjoyed
for
this.
coming. We'll do it again sometime soon. I am your host, PigMonkey,
I'm your other host, Alex.
and that is the show.